So we are having a numerical next, that is reduce the circuit shown in the figure to its equivalent voltage source. Assume omega is equal to 300 radian per second. So we are having a 15 at an angle 30-degree ampere current set. Then current source we have. Next to it is 40 millihenry. Inductor is there. I have 500 ohm resistor and one more 1100 ohm resistor. It is in what we'll say, it is in parallel with the this R and L circuitry. So if we have to reduce the circuitry to its equivalent voltage, so this numerical is related to the source transformation. And if we want to perform a source transformation, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to minimize this RL and resistor, this parallel combination of resistances. We need to identify Z equivalent, is it? So if we want to identify a Z equivalent, we have given what we have given, XL, which is nothing but omega L, which can be defined as 300, that is omega, into what is L? It is 40 millihenry. 40 millihenry means what? 40 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, which is nothing but what? If you solve this one, you'll get the value as 12. Next to it, what we have to do is we have to write the ZL, that is impedance. It is nothing but 0 plus 12J ohm. This is what? Only for the 40 millihenry. But if we combine both, I'll call that one as the impedance 1, Z1, which can be written as 500 plus 12J. Why 500 plus 12J? Because 40 millihenry and 500 ohm both are in series, so we can add them together. Now if we convert, this is a rectangular form, so if we convert this rectangular form into the polar one, so we'll get 504.14 at an angle 1 point, okay, 1 point, it is 374, I think 374 degrees. At the same time, we have, what is, we have another rectangular or the parallel resistor we have, which is of 1100 plus 0J, which is nothing but 1100 at an angle 0 degree. So what does it mean? See, I'll draw this circuit once again. I have one inductor, okay, next to it resistor, one more resistor is there, okay. So this one is of 0 plus 12J, this one is of 500 ohm, another one is 1100 ohm. So this completely, okay, this completely will give us a Z equivalent. Now if we look into this combination, we are having Z1 and Z2. That means we have to identify the Z equivalent of the circuitry. So Z equivalent of the circuitry is nothing but what? Z1 parallel with Z2. Now if Z1 is parallel with Z2, what is the combination? Z1 Z2 upon Z1 plus Z2. Is it? Z1 Z2, we have multiplication. It means which values we are supposed to take? Polar values. So what are the polar values we have? It is 500.14. okay, sorry, I think I have written a little bit wrong over here. It is instead of 500 504, it is 500, okay. So 500.14 into what we have, 1100 at an angle 1.374 degrees, is it? We have 1.374 degrees divided by, if we want to perform impedance addition, it means we should take a rectangular form. So which are the rectangular form we have? It is 500 plus J12 plus 1100. Solve this one. multiplication will be done among 500.14 into the 1100, and addition will be done across the angular values. So angular values for this one angle is 0 degree, and for this one we have sorry, for 1100 we have angle 0 degree, and for this one for 500, that Z1 we have angle as 1.374. So if we multiply those values, we'll get it as, it can be written as 55014,154 at an angle 1.374 divided by this addition. 500 plus 1100 will become 1600 point plus J12, and directly I'm going to write it in a polar form. After conversion, we'll get 1600.045 at an angle 0.4297. So if we solve this one, which is nothing but, see, for division you have to divide this value by 1600.045, and you have to identify the difference. So 1.374 minus 0.4297. If you solve this one, you'll get answer as, can be mentioned as 343.83 at an angle 0.9443 degree, which is nothing but the Ohm. Now the main question is, we have to identify the equivalent voltage. And if I want to identify the equivalent voltage, what we are supposed to do? I'll write hence equivalent voltage, or voltage of the equivalent voltage source, it is what it is, VQ is equal to I into ZEQ, which is equal to 15 at an angle 30 degree into what? 343.83 at an angle 0.9443 degree. It means we have to multiply this 15 into 343.83, okay, and we have to add these two values, okay. So at the end our answer will be like 15 into 343.83 will give you 5157.45 at an angle 30.9443 degrees, okay, and the unit will be voltage. We have a question: for the network shown in figure, obtain the current ratio I1 by I3. Okay, so we have V1 as a voltage source, 2J ohm, one resistor I forgot to write over here, it is of 5 ohm. Okay, all of you make a correction, it is of 5 ohm. Next 4J ohm, it is of capacitor value 5 ohm and 2J ohm. Okay, so we have voltage value has been already mentioned. Okay, I1, I2 and I3 are the loop currents are being already mentioned. So what we have to do is, we have to apply and identify the ratio. So to identify, and it is being already mentioned that I1, I2 and I3 are the loops. So we have to perform loop analysis. See, this analysis and this numerical is of AC analysis. Okay, this numerical is of AC analysis. So what we have to do is, first applying what? KVL to loop 1. Already it is being mentioned. So before we go for the loop, we have to give the sign convention. This is what the positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and last positive, negative, so that it will help us to here also, so that it will help us to identify what a loop and a sign conventions of a that particular element or the network element. So first we'll start from I1. So loop 1, that loop 1 has the current I1, so we can write it as minus 2j I1 minus 5 into I1 minus I2, okay, plus what, V1, which is equal to 0. Now start equating those values, and equation 2ji1 minus 5i1 minus minus will be plus 5i2, okay, which is equal to minus v1. So we can equate the terms as i1 into, okay, so I'm just writing a final equation. It will be a minus i1 into bracket 5 plus, I'll just write it properly, minus i1 5 plus what, 2j plus 5i2, which is equal to minus v1. Remove the sign, negative sign, will get i1 into 5 plus 2j minus 5i2, which is equal to v1. Okay, this is what we are done with equation number 1. Okay, I'll write it here. Next to it, now we have to apply KVL to what, loop 2. What will be our equation right now? Our equation will be, I'll start with from minus 4j. See, whenever we are dealing with the capacitor, it will be always denoted as minus, but we are going to perform a mesh analysis, so it will be now minus 4j, okay, into what, minus I2 minus 2j into I2 minus I3, next to it minus 5 into I2 sorry,
त्याच्यानंतर काय टाकायचं,
I2 minus what, I1, which is equal to what, 0. Now equate all the values. If we equate the values, we'll start writing with the equation. I have a final equation, just go through it. It is 5i1 minus I2 into 5 minus 2j plus 2j into I3, which is equal to 0. Okay, this is what my equation number 2. Now what we have to do is we have to apply KVL to the loop number 3. Now again applying KVL to loop number 3, and now we have to again perform a mesh analysis by applying KVL. So we'll get only 2 elements are there, so our equation will be now minus 5i3 minus 2j into I3 minus I2, which is equal to 0. If we equate, we'll get the values as, how will be our value? It is j2 or 2j into, just a minute, we have I1, I2 and I3. So with this one, what we can do, we can perform and apply. What we can apply? We can apply a Cramer's rule. Okay, so using what? Cramer's rule, we can solve this determinant. So D is equal to what? Equation number 1, 2, 3 we have. So if we get I1, it is 5 plus 2j, I2 is minus 5, okay, and I3 is not mentioned, it is of 0. Next to it we have 5, equation number 2. Next to it, it is minus of minus 5 minus 2j, and last I3 we have the value is 2j. Next to it 0, okay, into what? 2j into minus 5 plus 2j. This is what? A determinant. Okay, so determinant rules, by applying determinants rule, I'm going to solve this one. How I can solve this one? 5 plus 2j, okay, which is in multiplication with 5 plus 2j into 5 minus 2j, okay, minus 25 into 5 plus 2j plus 4 5 plus 2j, okay. If I equating these terms, I'll get 145 plus j 58, or the 58j minus 125 plus 50j plus 20 plus 8j, which is nothing but, if we resolve this one, we'll get 40 plus 16j. And I'm going to resolve this one by using what? Converting this one into the polar form. I'll get 43.081 at an angle 21.801. Same is the case for D1 and D3. Why D1 and D3? Because we have to identify the ratio of I1 by I3. So it can be written as D1 will be now, it is V1 minus 5 and 0. It means what? V1 will be replaced by the constant. We have to identify the I1 current. So that's why it is replaced by the constant term. As values is not mentioned for the voltage, we have written it as it is. Okay. Next, minus 5 minus 2j. Sorry, that is, yes, into 2j. Next to it 2j. And last we have minus 5 plus 2j into the bracket. Yes, determinant completed. If you solve this one, see, this multiplied with this one is already 0. Only this and this determinant is also become 0. Only this value we have to consider. So it becomes now 5 minus 2j, 5 plus 2j into V1 plus 4V1, and if you solve this one, you'll get the value as 33V1. Next to it, D2. If you solve or go with the D2, you'll get it as, what will be the determinant? It is 5 plus 2j minus 5 into V1, okay, it is 5. Next to it, it is minus 5 minus 2j, 0. Third equation we have, it is over here, so it is replaced by the D3. Sorry, I'm supposed to write this determinant as D3 because we are relating to the constant term over here. So it is 0, then 2j and 0, which is nothing but what? If you solve this one, already 0 values are being mentioned. Only this term will be there. Okay, so it is 10j V1, which is nothing but 10 V1 at an angle 90 degree. Now what we have to do is we have to identify the equation. What are the equation values we have to identify? We have to identify the ratio of I1 by I3. So if we have to identify the ratio of I1 by I3, we should write, okay, in this form. I'm just erasing this one. What we are supposed to write with this one? We have to define the equation as, like, I'll just write over here. It can be written as I1 is equal to d1 by d. Then we have I3 is equal to d3 by d. Okay, if we solve this equation, you'll get the values as 0.7659 V1 at an angle minus 21.801 ampere. Next to it, you'll get it as 0.2321 V1 at an angle 68.199 degree ampere. Okay, and at the end, what we have to identify the ratio I1 by I3, which is nothing but 0.7659 V1 at an angle minus 21.801 divided by 0.2321 V1 at an angle 68.199. So if you solve, you have to divide this one by this, that is numerator by denominator, and you have to identify the difference in between these two. So what is the difference? It is minus 21.801 minus 68.199, which is nothing but, if you solve this one, you'll get the value as 3.3 at an angle 90 degree, which is nothing but the current ampere. Have you understood this one? Okay, hope you understood this numerical.